Hello, everyone. Welcome to Clarity 16.0.3, Supportability and Feature Training. My name is Dave Sprague. In this section, we will review adoption and usability enhancements. The section also covers Clarity improvements in support of the WCAG accessibility standard. This information should serve as a reminder. Following the Clarity 16.01 release in May of 2022, Clarity completed the VPAT certification to indicate conformance with Section 508, the Main Accessibility Act for the US, WC3, W3C's WCAG Guideline version 2.1, both level A and double A success criteria, and EN 301-549 standards, which is essentially the European standard for digital accessibility. Clarity's accessibility initiative is focused on those capabilities available in the configurable grid in the modern UX. Clarity's VPAT document can be accessed from the product documentation site under the Accessibilities feature in Clarity section. Of course, the accessibility effort is never truly complete, but we have a roadmap in front of us that will result in VPAT 2.0 based on Clarity 16.1.1 in February of 2023. So we are using the next 2 quarters to complete this effort, which results in another VPAT coming in February of 2023. So what's new? From a usability perspective, foundational work went into improving the user experience of the configurable search pull-down menu. From a technical perspective, the component was converted from a list to a container, and the search field is positioned within the container itself. With the above in place, visible column header labels will be added in a future release to improve usability and, in the end, enable screen readers to announce column names to the user. From an accessibility perspective, reported issues across 10 WCAG success criterion have been remediated in this release. So why is this important? Clarity's UX and development teams continue to deliver on the promise to improve the overall visual and usability experience in many functional areas. Each of the accessibility improvements are needed to drive adoption. Organizations demand that software vendors comply with accessibility standards to ensure all Clarity users have proper access to perform day-to-day tasks. Each accessibility improvement considers the 4 pillars: visual and responsive design, keyboard navigation, and screen readers. The Clarity team is on the path to obtain version 2.0 VPAT certification. As mentioned, VPAT version 1 is currently available as of May 2022. Our next major goal is to complete the VPAT version 2 process immediately following the February 2023 Clarity release. So what's changed from a usability perspective? Prior to 1603, the searchable pull-down component had 2 purposes: display the selected SVL or MVL values and provide the ability to search through the list of items. Referencing the image on the left, for the 16.0 release, the team converted the top input to be display only or read only, and moved the search component to the top of the list, which is above the configured action button for clear selected in this use case. As you know, the administrator configures multiple attributes display in this format within Studio, which results in a pull-down menu displaying multiple columns of data. In some cases, it's not always obvious to the user what the pull-down menu values represent. So with that in mind, the next step is to enhance this pull-down component to display column headings such as last name, first name, username, and role, or the proper labels for the use case. So what's changed from an accessibility perspective? As you know, during the VPAT version 1 process in May of 2022, our third-party assessor provided the Clarity team with a report containing issues that required remediation. The team has prioritized the issues, and the percent of reported issues associated with their respective WCAG success criteria are captured in this table. In other words, 52% of the reported issues are associated with WCAG 412, and we will use the next 2 quarters to remediate those issues. As you can see, the reported issues span 10 WCAG success criteria. This release does include updates for each of those WCAG success criterion. So you may ask, when will the remediation complete for a given WCAG success criterion? The Clarity team will continue to remediate over the next 2 quarters in each of these identified success criterion. For example, no additional remediation is required for WCAG 1.410 or 1.411. Of course, an accessibility program is never truly complete, but this table captures the near-term remediation plan from an accessibility perspective for each of the impacted WCAG success criteria. As mentioned, this release includes updates across multiple WCAG success criterion, and remediation for a given impact area also spans multiple success criterion. I'm not going to go through the slide in detail. This table can serve as a reference for Clarity administrators and users. For example, the first item in the table captures the effort to ensure the contrast ratio for placeholder text, as an example, the term search, and its background in as it's positioned in the field, are at least 4.5 to 1, and that area, that resulting fix impacted multiple pages. So this was a very holistic update for Clarity. Another example, the last item in the table is another example of work that ensured labels are persistent and issues associated with the missing visible label and a group label were corrected so that screen readers can properly announce page content when the configurable filters are in use. I'll prepare a slide like this for each of the next 2 releases so you'll have visibility to impacted areas and their respective updates. This concludes the usability and adoption session. Thank you for your time.